Christy.
Yeah. Look, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Just have a seat, madam. You gonna hold it. Good.
I'm gonna hold it.
Don't cry.
All right. Top of don't cry.
Yeah. I know you better than that.
Yes, sir.
Which one is you? Is it 2019 or 2020?
It was 2020.
How much money you make?
$13,786, according to my tax records. Yeah. According to the 1099s I got from Instacart. Everybody knows what Instacart is?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm. And you had at least 100K left this year, right?
2021?
Yeah.
Close to that, yeah. Yeah. I hit almost 7 figures in 2021. Yeah.
How much money did you invest in training and education prior to getting to your big year?
Training and education, we're probably looking at about 120 grand. So, and all of that was credit card debt because I made $13,000 the year before. But I had these credit cards already in place, so I took a chance that I would be able to use that and be able to pay that off the following year. That's what I was hoping for.
And so you certainly paid off the credit card debt.
Yeah.
Who else did you help? Who'd you help? You didn't spend the money on yourself. Who'd you help?
You're gonna make me cry.
You said you were type A, you weren't gonna cry.
So my son and his wife and my granddaughter live in Tucson, Arizona, and the area that they were living in was not ideal for a baby to be raised. And I'd just been praying that I would be able to somehow get them out of that trash can. And that's literally what it was. I really wanted to buy those apartments and flip them or do the actual value add that needed. It was just slum landlords is what it was. I was able to help them buy a house. Yeah, because I'm a little nervous about talking about stuff like that. You know that.
Well, I think it's important for people to see your heart because some people will feel like, oh, I need to make that much, or that's a whole lot of money. What would I ever do with it? But it gives you options.
It does. It really does.
And for people who you care about, if you want to change a position for them, and they have a problem that money can solve, you don't have a problem.
Yeah.
And I just think it's very generous of you to do something like that. And I think people who are going to do well or good with the money usually are the ones who should get it. And so I'm glad you got it.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Jerome.
I appreciate you.
I want to get in trouble with you.
Principal's in the back.
So, you had a $30,000 life, and then 12 months later, you had a
$13,000.
$13,000 life.
Yeah.
And then, what, 12 to 18 months
18
later,
months.
you had a close to 7-figure
Yes.
life,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So, help us with the difference. That's a short period of time, number one. That's lottery, right? That's like...
Almost, yeah.
Yeah,
There was a lot
exactly.
of hard work on that, but yes.
So help us with the $13,000 mindset and the 7-figure mindset that had to happen in a very short period of time.
Okay, so prior to the 13,000, I did make 6 figures a year
Okay.
at an oil and gas company. I was in the oil and gas industry for over 15 years. I was engineering tech, I did all of that. Long story short, it was time for me to go, and we agreed upon it was time to go. I saw an advertisement for multifamily, owning apartments, and it blew my mind that people like myself can own apartments, and it just blew my mind. So I started really researching and digging into that. The networking that I did through the about $120,000 worth of training and education that I did, that doesn't include you, by the way. The networking that I did throughout that 18 months got me to the point where I was meeting the right people that helped catapult me to where the almost 7 figures happened. So I was able to go to these different networking events, and yes, they do cost money to go to a lot of them, but that's where you meet the caliber of people that you need that will help you catapult your business into where it needs to be. Is that good? That makes sense?
Yes.
So my mindset, at the $13,000 mindset, I've always been the person that I'm not going to give up. I'm going to make this happen regardless. And so many times in that 18 months, I wanted to throw somebody's, case of water up their stairs to them. Whenever I was walking 2 or 3 flights of stairs, it was 6 cases of water, right? But I knew that if I didn't give up, I would do that to pay the bills, pay the credit card bills that I was paying. I moved in with my son in his basement apartment that he had in Georgia, stayed there for 2 years while I was doing all this. And I just kept going and kept going. I wasn't going to give up. I thought about going back to W-2. And then I hired him, and he's like, "You're not going to do that. That's not who you are." I was like, "Okay, you're right." And then, another 2 or 3 sessions later, I go, "No, I really need to do this." And he goes, "No, you're not going to do that. That's not who you are." And I just kept going and going and going. So that's where I'm at. And so, yeah. The mindset is keep going. You don't give up. You just keep going.
And get paid what you're owed.
Mm-hmm. And get paid what you're owed. Yeah. Yeah, I had to stand up. I had to stand up on that one. I almost gave in to that one too. So I had a $500,000 payday that somebody tried to give me about a quarter of that. And Jerome said, "No, the deal was this, and you're going to stick with this." And me, I was like, "No, it's not even worth it." He said, "Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it." And it got my son and my granddaughter a house. So